Not really. Go ahead and you ask the student athletes.
Tanner, what did you see on that pitch? I mean, were you going up there with the thought of trying to end it, or were you just trying to get on base? What was your approach? What did you see? What happened?
Just trying to hit the ball hard, just trying to find a way on base put us in position to push a run across, and that just kind of happened, I guess.
After just the way this day all goes, you play that first game you played just an hour later, and they cap it up in an 11th inning like this. And just kind of describe what you guys are feeling right now, knowing that now you've set yourself up with a chance to win this title.
Yeah, I mean, it was a long day. There was a point in the second game there where I almost completely forgot that we've played a game before that. And it just came down to, grinding it out. We've been doing it all year, just trying to basically push runs across and throw up zeros, and that's what it came down to. And Tanner did a great job, and that's that.
What pitch did you hit, Tanner?
Fastball.
Yeah. You almost seem like you still don't really believe it.
Yeah, I can't stop laughing. I don't know why.
Did you had some struggles in the tournament so far? I mean, what was your confidence level at that point?
Yeah, I mean, I've been pressing so much in the past couple of days because I got 0 for batting average right now, and I just wanted to help us win, and so I'm starting to press in that area, and I just told myself, no pressure right here. You got nothing to lose, so it all worked out.
Cash, what did you think about that pitching? Well, looking like they were going to pitch around you, and Halstead came into you already 4 for 4 boobies. Can you talk about that at bat and just your day in general? Having a good day before?
My last at bat, they pitched me well. I mean, they went 3-1, fastball outside, and came in a couple times, and so I just tried to battle that one. And then other bats, I just saw good pitches, and I hit them. So just a good day.
Cash, can you kind of sum up the last 48 hours? I mean, you guys are about as low as you've been all season, and now you're 1 win away.
It's awesome. I mean, we're here to battle and be ready for tomorrow.
Sorry, Dylan. 29 appearances on the bullpen. When did you find out you'd start, and could you characterize your outing going 7 innings? Big Ten best offensive 5.
Yeah, I found out when I arrived at the ballpark today that if I wasn't used in the first game, then the second game there was a possibility that I would start. And I just took it like any other outing. I mean, I played catch in the outfield for a little, but then I just went into the bullpen and did what I usually do coming out of the pen and kept it at that. And pretty simple. So.
Were you warming up at all in the first game?
Yeah, I was up for about an inning. I didn't throw any live pitches though. Playing light catch.
Dylan, you're 1 win away from getting Nebraska back to the NCAA tournament. Can you feel it? How much do you want it?
I can speak for just about everybody on the team that after tonight it would be pretty great. I really don't have any words for it. We got to go out and execute tomorrow, and basically get back on the grind. So.
How do you guys come out kind of level-headed tomorrow too, when all the celebrations aside? 500 record, it's kind of like you win this and you get the bid, or you're probably going home. How do you kind of approach the game tomorrow?
I mean, we have to approach it just like any other game that we came to the tournament. And we just got to go out there and play our game and not worry about the big situation or anything like that. It's just what it boils down to is just another baseball game where we have the opportunity to play our best baseball, and that's what we need to do.
Cash, to be part of 2 games like this and dealing with something about how long this day was for you guys. As the guys out there, on the field, for both those games, extra innings, how taxing is it, or is it just momentum just start to carry you and adrenaline start to carry you toward the end there?
A little adrenaline, but also I think we played 7 doubleheaders this year. I mean, we're kind of used to it because the weather was kind of bad this year, so we just played doubleheaders. So I mean, that could help us, and strength conditioning helped us, and just getting ready to the fall and winter helped us a lot.
What is it, going against this lineup like Indiana? What is key, I guess? You guys.
I mean, you just got to compete down in the zone, let your defense work. I mean, I went into this knowing that they were going to hit me. Like, there was no doubt. I mean, but I was just going to let them hit it and let our defense do what they've been doing all year, and that's play great defense.
Turn 4 double plays.
Yeah.
Were you just, it's confidence at that moment for you? Or?
Oh, yeah, I mean, for sure. I've seen what our defense is capable of, and, I mean, they've done it all year. And it's just, you know, making a pitch down in the zone and letting them do the rest, I guess.
The pitches that those guys that Al Schwarber, Travis, I mean,
Thanks for bringing that up.
you gotta go negative football.
Yeah, there you go.
But, I mean, were they, you just tip your cap to those guys?
Yeah, I mean, the pitch that I threw to Schwarber was just a fastball outside. It was a couple inches off the plate, and, I mean, kid hit it out of the park. I mean, so, I mean, was I upset? Yeah, but I wasn't going to let it affect me because I was still earning the game and we were still in it. And then the other one was just a fastball in. He turned on and hit it out, so.
You guys jump out to that 2-0 lead, and Indiana comes back with 5 runs. In the 5th inning, when you guys go down 5-2, what was the feeling at that point?
Well, I mean, like we had been all year, we try to come back from when we're down or up, just keep pressing against them and making our offense work, and just trying to put pressure against them. So that's what we did.
Any more questions for the student athletes? All right, you guys free to go? Thank you. Questions, Coach?
Yeah, was there a point in the 9th inning when Indiana comes back, and you start maybe pacing the dugout a little bit more, and knowing that it had been a really long day at that point, and just started maybe worry, just taxing your bullpen, and just who's going to be able to, these guys were able to hold in for the long haul there?
No, I mean, you're given a set of circumstances throughout a game of baseball, pitch to pitch, and you work with it, and you know you try and execute, and if it works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't, and then you go on to the next pitch and you plan for that, and you know it doesn't get much deeper than that.
Jared, what was the plan coming with Bo? I mean, did you have an idea how long you kind of ride him out, or what were you guys thinking coming into that?
Well, I would have had I don't think he would have let me take him out any earlier. You know, with Dylan, his arm's very resilient. You asked him a couple times how he's doing. He says he's fine. With being a sinker baller, even if he gets a little tired and loses some velocity, the sinker ball still sinks. And he's able to get outs and get ground balls, and he was able to do that. And you know, he had a couple really quick innings there in the middle, and that really helped extend it. I think we were planning on getting him out of there a little earlier, and it was a couple of real quick innings, and just kept rolling with them, and worked out.
The fact that, I mean, they did square some balls up on him, did that make you kind of second guess or wonder if he still had his stuff working, I guess?
I mean, if they're hitting it on the ground, I mean, whether it's hard or not, I mean, it gives us a fighting chance. And I mean, look, I'll put that offense that they have over there against anybody in the country. My goodness, I mean, they can just absolutely mash the baseball. And our pitchers did a good job just competing and throwing strikes and you know, hoping they hit it at guys and we make plays. But you know, it's you know, we're just gonna have to continue to compete on the mound like we did today.
Dylan's a guy who's had some struggles this year, especially lately, but you've always really stuck behind him. He's kind of been your guy. Just how proud are you of this effort, you know, going 2 innings beyond his career high and keeping you guys in the game?
Yeah, I mean, it's in my short time of coaching, I mean, that's probably what I get the most joy out of. I feel like I'm their dad, and I'm so proud of them that they just compete in those situations. You know, whether they're struggling or not. The Tanner Lubox, who, you know, he's having just a heck of a time squaring a baseball up and getting a hit, and to keep fighting and fight through it and get a walk-off homer. I mean, that just does it for me, you know. And for Dylan to struggle and not get some games saved that he normally does, and to come out there today and just pitch his heart out against probably one of the best offenses in the country and find a way to get a win, I don't know, that stuff, it just does it for me. So it's, I don't know, I feel like a proud dad. Yep.
What did that home run by Cash early in the game, and what did that kind of do for you guys? You know, how guys are feeling at that point?
Yeah, I think it was a nice little spark to start off the game. You know, you obviously want to get ahead early, but I think, you know, we've kind of last few games really haven't got off to good starts offensively, so I thought that was good to get some runs on the board and not have to play from behind against these guys. I know we ended up playing from behind, but just to create some good positive momentum, and it did give our dugout a little bit of a jolt. It was a good little energy booster.
Darren, do you think Kyle can come back and start tomorrow?
Kubat? Mm-hmm.
How do you feel about, considering how far you've had to come, about your pitching going into that game tomorrow?
Well, we'll do a little analysis of it in the morning and see where everybody's at, and see if we have to get creative. But again, we're just we'll make it work.
Wait, I'm sorry. Kubat starting? Or
Huh?
Is Kubat starting? Or
I don't know yet. I'm not sure what we're gonna do.
but you think
He's available. He's available. How we're gonna mix and match it, I'm not quite sure, but we'll see.
Is there anyone right now that you would say for sure is off limits? I mean, obviously I got on the phone, but anyone else?
Vote De Leon's not going to throw a baseball. He's off limits. Hander's off limits. Yeah, I mean we'll see.
just and then not him. Veteran.
Correct.
Was that a fun situation, or were you just
Fake bunt steal, and yeah, I mean we try to take a chance, try and get the catcher and not make an accurate throw, and made a perfect throw, and we got caught in it. But no, that's exactly what we were doing, fake bunt steal, and just didn't work out. But we're gonna continue to be aggressive and press the issue in all situations.
aside from that, both games combined pretty pleased with the way you guys executed offensively when you made calls like that?
Yeah, very, very happy with the way we executed. Outside of, I think we bunted a guy over at second earlier in the game and got a guy to third with less than 2 when we're up 2-0. And Lubach struck out and Peter struck out. But outside of that, I think Headley got down a bunt. Pat Kelly executed a really good hit and run. So it wasn't perfect, but it was better.
Coach, Dylan talked about how good your defense has been all year long, but I mean, it feels like this week you guys have been really good. Is this as high a level defensively this team has played all year?
Well, this is how we've been playing all year. Yeah. I mean, we make it a priority, and our guys take a lot of pride in it. And no, that's pretty much what they've been doing all year.
We didn't get a chance to ask you about De Leon after earlier today. What he said, the only thing that was working was his fastball. I don't know what you saw from your end.
Yeah, I saw he was a little rusty at the start of the game. He was up in the zone, just wasn't finishing his pitches. And you can tell he hadn't worked on picking anybody off in the first inning. He threw that one away. But then he bared down. And, his velocity was as hard as it's been all year. So he did have a good fastball. But, yeah, he just spotted up pretty well and just competed. And I can't tell how many times I asked him if he was okay. How you doing? You okay? You okay? And he just smiled at me. And then he convinced me to put him out there for the 9th. And then he walks the guy. I'm like, well, I could have put anybody in there to do that. I mean, you're going to try and get me to put you out there, and you walk a guy. But he did just an absolutely fantastic job.
Coach Lubach's home run, off the bat, kind of what was your reaction? Did you have a no way feeling? Or just what was your reaction when you saw that ball start to hit towards left?
We're at the mercy of this game. If it goes out, it goes out. If it doesn't, it doesn't. And go to the next pitch. I don't hope. I don't pray for anything. I just I've been through too many situations. You put good swings on balls and see what happens. And they catch it, they catch it. They don't, they don't. And you go to the next play. And that's how I've always approached this game.
And you said he was pressing. Is that how you characterize it, or do you think it was something different to him than you had seen when he started?
It's probably a good choice of words. For him, it's what he was early in the season where he's trying to pull the baseball all the time. And, when he's flat to the oppo gap, staying behind the baseball, using the opposite field, he's very effective. When you see him start to hit fly balls to right, ground balls on the pull side and strike out, he's not having the right approach. Now he's trying, it's just not working. But he stayed with it. And the one thing that I am very proud of him is his defense behind the plate. He's played every game, and he's blocking everything, and he's not let his offense affect his defense. And that's been very important for us.
How has your philosophy of not really caring who you're playing, worrying about yourself, along with the early scheduling you had, kind of set up for this moment come tomorrow?
No, I'll talk to you about it after the game and see if it worked. But, yeah, I mean, you're exactly right. I mean, we played some of the best teams in the country. We put our guys in those positions to handle this stuff, and they handle themselves well today. Tomorrow, it's all 0-0, and we got to go play. And we win, we get to keep playing. We lose, well, we got to bus right home. So, again, like I always say, game 1, game 52, game 70, whatever it is, it doesn't matter. You start putting more importance on something in a different game or less importance on a midweek game, you're just asking for trouble. You just go play. You have to bunt, you bunt. And you need to throw a strike, you throw a strike. And you can't worry about those outside circumstances, the influences, and that's what we do.
Are you seeing that more in this tournament as opposed to maybe early in the season when you're playing the big name schools?
As far as what?
As far as the guys not putting too much pressure on one game or just playing more loose?
Yeah, they just, they've been through it. The thing I noticed that they're helping each other. Like if they don't get it done, the next guy is saying, I got you. Or the guy that doesn't get it done say, hey, pick me up. Like they're getting it that it's, you're not always going to do it. You're a kid. You're going to screw up, and the next guy can pick you up. That's what teammates do. And, they're pulling for each other. Now, I'm not saying they're going to get it done all the time, but they're understanding that you're not in this alone. You have other guys that know what it feels like to screw up and be tense, and you just help each other. It's a big support group.
Take one more question, Coach.
Coach, can you, obviously the talk all week's been about the quality of this conference this year, and I think games like tonight speak to that. Can you talk about like the keys or what you think has made this conference so successful this year?
Good players. I mean, there's a lot of talent out there. I'll put that team that we played up against any team in the country. They're that good, in my opinion. I mean, they're the real deal, and they're young. There's other teams in Ohio State, they can pitch. And they weren't healthy. They had a couple guys out of their lineup. They can really run and play defense. You got Illinois, they just got athletes all over the place. We're just a bunch of ragtag scrappers that, find a way to get it done. You just look at the arms Minnesota has. I mean, that's pretty impressive. I mean, we got a team that didn't even make the tournament that's in the top 40 RPI. I mean, that's heading in the right direction. You don't do that without good players. And, that's what I'm seeing this year in this league, and it's only going to get better.
Thanks, Coach. We appreciate it.
First of all, thanks everybody sticking around and for that long one. That was a heck of a baseball game there. Both teams, I thought, made big plays. Kids made some quality pitches. Just a really, really good baseball game. So I'll take responsibility for this one tonight. I've got on a different pair of pants than I had last night, so I changed my habit. So that must have been the difference. But in all seriousness, I mean, our whole thing is baseball, if you've been around it, it's a long season. We're looking at it as one game. Nobody's won or lost the championship yet. So very, very confident dugout. But if you're a baseball fan, you got to love that baseball game right there. That was a heck of a game. Exciting. I think that was the kid's first hit. I mean, someone told me that his first hit of the tournament to be a home run. Good for him. I think he'll remember that the rest of his life. So just a really good baseball game. We came out on the wrong side of it tonight.
Questions for Michael?
Mike, Ricky, hitting that pitch hit double with 2 outs. He's been great in pitch hit situations. How did the dugout react? What was that like to see him do that? Did you guys kind of think from there that you would win?
Oh, I mean, yeah, we'd hoped we'd carry that momentum through, but seeing Ricky do that is not surprising to us. Ricky's been clutch in pinch hit situations for us all year, and even when he fell behind 0-2, we had all the confidence in the world that he'd battle back and do everything he could to bring that run in, and that's exactly what he did. But, I mean, yeah, we got up. We were excited after that, tied the game after being down, but definitely not surprising to see him do that at all.
If Skip's opening statement is any indication, sounds like you guys are taking this loss in stride. I know you still have tomorrow. You're a senior. You've been around in these situations a lot. Were you kind of telling the team, telling the guys to forget about this and go out for tomorrow?
Yeah, I mean, we still have a chance to win the Big Ten Tournament Championship, and that's what we came here to do. So it's one loss. We're not out of it at all, and we still have our goal right in front of us. So you lose games in a baseball season. That was a hard-fought game. Ball bounced their way today, but we still have a chance to do exactly what we want to.
Michael, I don't remember exactly if it was 3 or if it was a little more, but 2-out hitting. You guys really executed again tonight. Can you talk about the importance of that in the round?
Yeah, that's something that we feel is a strong suit for us, is that at no point during an inning or a game are we out of it. And especially when we get 2 outs, we have a lot of guys that can pull through in a clutch for us. And it's from the top to the bottom of the lineup. We have confidence in everybody that walks in up there that they can get the job done. And just because there's 2 outs and maybe runner on first base doesn't mean that that person can't drive a ball into a gap and score them. And I think that's something we've been able to do all year, and we showed that tonight, and that's definitely helps us with our confidence throughout the season.
Anything else for Michael? All right, Mike, before you go.
I'll be right out. I'll be right out.
Questions for Coach?
Coach, for Nebraska, it's absolutely do or die tomorrow. You guys are obviously going to get in. Knowing some of the pitchers that you might have used tonight and stuff, will you play that? I mean, it's not do or die, so will you be less likely to lean on guys?
Yeah, I think for sure. I mean, yes. I mean, the answer to that question is yes, and those decisions certainly were made even in the middle of the game because, mark my words, we want to win this championship. And in fairness to, and being a competitor, and in fairness to Hoosier fans all over, we didn't come up here to lose. We came up here to win. But I think at the same time, we need to be smart about our pitching because I believe we're in. We feel like we've got a lot of season left to play, and I think that we have to manage that way. So, but that said, that doesn't mean we don't have other guys that can get it done. I mean, I feel totally confident that. That's why it was kind of fun, to see some of the stuff tonight and some guys be in some different situations. But yeah, I mean, we're not going to, they are going to be. I would anticipate they're going to be a little stretched. I haven't heard yet who they're pitching. I would imagine they're going to bring back Kubat at some point. And I've been in that position before where you ask guys to come back on short rest. So I get where they're coming from. And if I'm them, I do the same thing, but we'll probably manage it a little bit more as if our season is beyond tomorrow.
Coach, bullpen's been rock solid all year. Just a rare time where they let one get away. Just what you think about your pitching today and the adjustments for Nebraska's hitters?
I honestly would, and they did a good job, but that was probably the one thing that I was a little upset with today was if we've got a lead in the 7th inning, the game should be over, is the way we look at it. And we did a good job of getting to 2 strikes, and then we'd leave stuff out over the plate. And, they're a good enough hitting team that if you make a mistake, they're going to put the ball in play. They did that today. They found some holes. But we've got to do a better job of locating the baseball, and that's going to be the thing, and was the thing that we talked about after the game. That's really all I'm taking away from it is there's a lot of baseball left to play. In order for that to happen, we need quality guys, quality pitches coming out of that bullpen.
I know you hate to talk about it, but a couple of errors today, they bid up, I think one led to a run, and there's in the 7th. Did you talk about that at all, or is that just kind of beating a dead horse?
That horse is dead. I'm a big believer in just even how I manage and deal with my team. We are who we are at this point. We're a good hitting team. We're a good pitching team. So, I'm not going to kill the relievers for that. We're going to talk about it. I'm not going to kill our guys defensively. We just try to put ourselves in position to make the plays. And hopefully if we do stub our toe once in a while, we got a big enough lead to cover that. And tonight we didn't. And those errors against, again, a team that's going to move the baseball, those errors cost us tonight. But I go back and I look at our schedule and our losses, that's generally the case. Very few people beat us. If we've got a loss, it's usually as a result of our defense. So.
Sam had another huge day. You talked about it yesterday, how important it is for this offense to get him going. What did that 3-run homer in the second deck do for the dugout especially?
I think that Mike said that before we stepped in here. He goes, this is good. We got Sam going again, and so our guys are smart enough to see that, and we need him. I said it the other day. We're a pretty good team without him hitting, but I think we're a really, really good team if he is hitting. So we just hope that he can carry that in certainly to tomorrow and hopefully on into postseason. But yeah, that was good to see. You got it.
Skip, 5 innings from Kyle Gardner. What did you see from him, or what did you not see from him that you wanted to see that you pulled him out when he allowed that walk, I believe, to start the 5th?
Yeah, I mean, hindsight, and I'm not saying you're doing that, but I look at it, hindsight's 20/20. I sit back and I analyze what I do. Maybe I should have left him in if I'd known that we were going to come in and leave stuff up belt high, because Kyle's he's typically a slow starter and then settles in and frustrates. But I have the confidence and had the confidence in our bullpen that game was over. At that point, if we just do what we're supposed to do. But same thing. Just try to get through 5 or 6, give him a reasonable amount of rest, and then hopefully bring him back next week. And he's pitching some good games for us in the regional. A good game for us in the regional.
We're looking for a little bit more offense playing Ramosin today instead of Chad.
Yeah. I mean, yes. Didn't get it, did I? No. But Nick's been big. I mean, we wouldn't have had the championship, in that whole injury situation. He's had. I mean, his numbers in conference, 5 home runs in conference. I mean, he's done a really good job, and just didn't happen today. But he's a good player.
You got 5 runs against Belmont, but only 68 pitches through. They got 7 innings on it.
Is that what it is? And I love that kid. I tell you, and I've said many a time, I'm a big believer in just, fate, all those things come around. I've just had this vision all the time. I said, it's going to come down to facing him at some point. He is one of my favorite, if not favorite, pitchers in the conference. I love the way the kid competes. It's a wonderful challenge for us as we head into postseason. So, would I rather won tonight? Absolutely. And we all could sleep in and, do our deal. That's why I'm upset the most. We got to get up early tomorrow. But the fact that we've got to face a quality pitcher, and that's exactly what I said after the game. Fellas, if it's easy, it's not that fun. So this will be a good challenge for us.
Skip, you decided to pitch to Kalkowski in the later innings. He was already 4 for 4 at that point. It worked out in your favor. You just talk about your decision-making with that?
Well, just the matchups. I mean, coming up, we just felt it was, the matchup, we like that. Plus, I'm a big percentage guy. Guy's 4 for 4, he ain't gonna be 5 for 5. So it was, you can go either way with it. I heard, trust me, the stadium's not packed. I mean, I could hear every cat call, even in the last inning when we had Mike, I think, got on and leading off. Why don't you bunt, all that stuff. So there's things that go into all of that, decisions that go into all of that. I mean, I think we've got a pretty good handle on our personnel, and so in case you're wondering why we didn't bunt on that, I mean, just in our mind, Demuth, I'd rather have a 400 hitter trying to move it than some guys. We'd already made a lot of substitutions, and where it would have come in an RBI situation tailing up was a kid that has less than 20 at bats. So I know it's not maybe the smartest baseball play if you look at it on the surface, but I'm going to take my chances with my All-American candidate with the game on the line than a kid who's got less than 20 at bats. So didn't work.
Let's take one more for Coach.
You got Corson card tomorrow, confidence.
Yeah, and this is funny because this will be, I think he's got a third of an inning in Big Ten. We were discussing on the conference call the other day about the all-freshman team, and we nominated him. But, this kid's been cutting his teeth on, if you look at his numbers against Louisville, he's got 10-plus innings against Louisville and has given up 1 or 2 earned runs, I think. In that, he's pitched against Kentucky. So he's been drawing our tough midweek stuff. So we have a lot of confidence in him. If he's on, quite frankly, he's as good as we got. So, and that's a pretty lofty statement with some of the other kids that we have, but I think his numbers support that. So we feel good about it, and it'll be a good experience for him to go out and hopefully pitch us to a championship. So we're looking forward to tomorrow.
Thanks, Coach.
You're welcome.